I want to switch gears and get to crowdfunding for the border wall. Tennessee Congressman Diane Black introducing a bill called the Border Wall Trust Fund Act that would create an account allowing public donations for construction of a barrier between the U.S. and Mexico. President Trump addressed the progress on the financing of the border wall yesterday.
We started the wall. We have $1.6 billion for the wall. We started new sections, and we've started fixing large sections of wall. We've made a lot of progress on the wall, but now we're going for additional funding, and we need the wall for protection of our country.
Joining us right now is House Budget and Ways and Means Committee member, Congressman Diane Black. Congressman, it's good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's great to be here with you.
Crowdfunding for the wall. Explain how this legislation would work.
Well, currently, if someone wants to send in money to the federal government to help to build the wall, they can do so. But we don't have a dedicated fund for it. And so what this does is it actually dedicates a fund so that when the money is sent in, it will be in that fund and specifically be used to build the wall. You know, I hear all the time from my constituents and even across the entire state, why are we not building this wall? And there is real frustration that we have not been able to get this in the budget. As the former budget chair, I wanted to do this, and we obviously in the House want to do it, but we've not been able to get the Senate to go along with us. So this is just another way for us to fund the wall.
I think it's a great idea, but it is incredible that you've got a $47 trillion budget over 10 years and you couldn't come up with $25 billion for the wall.
Absolutely. And we in the House, again, we wanted to fund this, but when it gets over to the Senate, we know that it becomes very difficult over there to get much done in the Senate. And so my Twitter's been blowing up, my telephone in my offices have been blowing up. People are like, where do we send this money? And crowdfunding was actually used for the Washington Monument. I don't think many people know that when they go to visit and there's plaques on the wall. There were organizations all around the country that said, we want to fund the completion of the monument. And I think we ought to put plaques on the wall for various individuals and groups that want to fund the wall.
Whatever, Congresswoman, happened to Mexico paying for the wall?
Well,
Americans shouldn't have to pay for it.
That's a good question, and that's a question that I can't answer fully for you. But I know what I can do from my perspective is to help in any way we can to put some dollars there to make sure that, as the president says, let's keep the United States safe.
Did you know that coming in, though? Did you assume that when the president was talking about it? And I went to a lot of the rallies where who's going to pay for it? Everybody would scream out Mexico, that at the end of the day it was going to be us. Did you know that yourself?
Did I know that
we'd end up paying for it, that the U.S. would?
You know, who knows from day to day? That would say that I would be able to see into the future, and I can't do that. But I do think there are still negotiations going on. Again, that's not something that I'm privy to know. But
so you're saying that Mexico could end up still paying some with these NAFTA negotiations?
I think there are lots of things going on behind the scenes with negotiations that we don't know about. And probably at this point in time, it's good that we don't know about it, because that's what you do. When you negotiate behind closed doors.
There was also talk about a deal to do funding for the wall in exchange for a Dreamers Act. Is there any chance of that happening, or is that just dead?
Well, the DACA, as you all know, the president opened up the doors, invited the Democrats in, the Republicans in, even the media came in, and it was the Democrats that stopped that conversation. There's still conversation going on, and obviously that's been one of the things that's been the issue this last week in Congress about where do we go next with DACA.
Yeah, well, this crackdown on illegal immigration, I mean, yesterday's Tennessee's governor announced that he would allow legislation banning sanctuary cities in his state to become law without his signature. What are your thoughts on this? This new measure requires local law enforcement to follow immigration and customs enforcement requests to hold illegal immigrants for deportation. Do you represent constituents in Tennessee? Your take on this?
I do represent constituents, and I'm also running for governor. And I will tell you that when the governor was hesitating about signing this bill, I came out publicly and said, I believe that we need to pass this bill. I passed a measure here in the House of Representatives to do that. And so I believe that we have got to get serious about making sure that borders are secure. But if we're not going to secure our borders, we're going to do it in the state of Tennessee and hold illegal immigrants, especially those who are criminal and have been arrested accountable. And we've got to make sure that we keep the people of our state safe.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible, though, that there are, cities and states that just blow off federal law.
That's right.
When it comes to this. Look, before you go, Congressman, we got to get your take on the budget and this rescind package. Where does that stand? The president wants to claw back $15 billion in federal spending, facing headwinds in Congress. Some lawmakers concerned that the Democrats could use rescission package against them in the midterms. What do you think?
Look, this is so simple to me. It makes
Really?
so much. It's so simple. I can't imagine anybody not thinking this is a good idea. Where we appropriate dollars, those dollars are appropriated specifically for that issue. And when that money is not used for that issue, it's just like in your budget. If I'm going to buy a refrigerator and I have an envelope where I'm putting money in for that, the refrigerator costs $100 less. I don't leave that money in that envelope for 15 years till I buy another refrigerator. I take the money out of there and put it back into the Treasury, back into my account. And that's simply what we're doing. We haven't done this in the 8 years that I've been in Congress, but it's been done by Democrats, it's been done by Republicans. Take that money and put it back in. I'd like to take that money, and you know how I am about this. I'd like to take that money and start paying down our debt, is what I'd like to do.
Well, what happened with that whole omnibus bill? I mean, obviously conservatives were just wildly upset by all of the spending in the last budget. Obviously, you weren't the chairman overseeing this at that point, but how did this happen?
Look, I am disappointed with both Republicans and Democrats about the spending. I'm a fiscal conservative, and as the budget chairman, I passed the most conservative budget we've passed in 20 years. I passed it out of the House, and of course, it didn't pass in the Senate. But we are not serious in Congress about paying down our debt and not continuing to build debt. And at some point in time, we're going to have to become serious. And it's very disappointing, both Democrat and Republican, that we could even argue about something that's so simple. The money is sitting where you can't use it for anything else. Take the money, put it back in the Treasury, or better yet, pay down our debt.
So how likely is it that that happens?
I think at the end of the day, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Leave it there. Congressman, good to see you.
It's good to be here.
Thanks so much. Congressman Diane Black there.